Imagine a beautiful evening, scented candles, and your hopes all lit up for your very first date. The person walks in. Within few minutes, you wish you had rather stayed at home. You walk into an interview fully prepared. Every answer feels right, but you walk out being rejected. You step onto the stage for a big talk, but your audience are scrolling through their phones. Anybody there? Ladies and gentlemen, we have had these moments in our lives where we couldn't just connect. Couldn't connect with a person, couldn't connect with an opportunity, or couldn't connect with an audience. It's like we are carrying a box, not just any box, but a tightly locked one. And inside this box is your voice, your truth, and your story. How do you unlock this box? Let me begin by asking you all a question. How many of you have grown up listening to stories narrated by your parents or grandparents? My maternal grandfather used to always tell bedtime stories. From talking animals to flying gods, from shape-shifting demons to smart villagers, from mischievous curses to clever tricks. These stories didn't just connect me to faraway lands, but they connected me to him. But how do you unlock this connection? Back in 2018, I registered for campus placements. I was lucky enough to get to the final round. Like every interview standard question, it began with, "Tell me about yourself." For the first time, I exactly knew what to say. I'm Lavanya and I am the Commerce Secretary. But becoming that person, that took a journey. When I first stepped into college, one thing was very certain. I wanted to be a leader. In my first year, I ran for Cultural Secretary, danced in the hallways, campaigned my heart out. But the loss was harsh. That did not stop the passion. In the second year, I ran for Vice President and campaigned harder. And now, I failed. Then came the third year. I stuck to one simple thing. No dancing, no singing. Just a story. I told my friends, I failed twice. And I have one final hope. I've been part of different fests. With your one vote, we together can host the best fest the college has ever seen. That story stuck, a connection. Guess what? Even the lady from the canteen voted for me. I became the Commerce Secretary. Not because of a perfect resume, but because of a story my interviewer connected with me. And that earned me a place at the Big Four firms. Not because of dancing, not because of singing, but because of a story my friends cast their precious vote. Ladies and gentlemen, I turned my struggles into stories to unlock connection. With the Big Four job in hand, I knew the future was secure. Then the reality walked in with a pink slip. I was fired from my very first company. just at the age of 22. I felt everything slipped away at once. That moment forced me to ask a question. And this is a question you must ask yourself. When was the last time I did something and truly felt happy and would continue to do it even if no one paid me for it? This took me back to my college days, where I stood delivering a presentation on fishbone diagram. My friends clapped, the teacher smiled, and that very moment, I knew I love being on stage. I love telling stories. I love teaching. Now that led me become a teacher. I am a public speaking trainer during the weekends. Everything went so well. From a small group of children, it became a classroom full of students. With that, my hopes rose. So what I did next was quit my second corporate job to become a full-time teacher. Just when you think everything is going right, life has a habit of throwing a curveball at you. One call, teachers' salaries are cut by 20%. After doing everything right and asking to be settled, who wants to climb up the ladder only to watch it crack beneath them? Ladies and gentlemen, you got to remember this in your lives. You have to break the good things in your life. Yes, you heard me right. You have to break the good things in your life in order to make way for great things. I quit my job as a teacher and started my own venture from scratch. Slowly, a handful of students turned into a room full of eager minds. We stood tall. Now here's the interesting part. You are probably picturing my struggles or imagining your struggles while listening to mine, right? That's what a story does. It unlocks connection. Ladies and gentlemen, I turn my struggles into stories to unlock connection. When you tell a story, the listener's brains light up and they start to imagine your words. And this magic is called neural coupling. When the listener imagines what you are saying, there are three major neurochemicals that kick in their mind. Firstly, oxytocin. It helps build the trust. Secondly, dopamine. It sharpens focus and memory. And lastly, cortisol. It heightens attention and suspense. Even before you know it, as a speaker, I have forged a genuine connection with you. That is why the greatest speakers, leaders use storytelling, not just to inform, but to connect. Steve Jobs at the Stanford commencement speech did not talk about Apple. He said three simple stories. The one where he dropped out of college, the one where he was fired from his own company, and how he battled cancer. These stories continue to connect with audience across generations even today. Steve Jobs turned his struggles into stories to unlock connection. Now let me ask you all a question. How many of you have faced struggles in your life? Ladies and gentlemen, turn your struggles into stories to unlock